Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. So, what we're going to have a go at right now is to try and understand that we can move our layers about, but also start to understand about the effects of light as well. Coupled with all this is the understanding that we can make selections and we can isolate things, so we can only select things within our pictures. So if I wanted to move the planet, I could do that, and if I wanted to move my astronaut, I could do that as well. One thing we can do right now is just have a look over on our layers section, and you can see that really handily you don't have to go in and select the layer as such, because you can grab the asset that's on your page that's within your layer, and it will jump to that layer. So you can see I am clicking on that item and it's going directly to that layer, which is extremely handy. However, if it isn't, just keep one eye on these layers, because they will start to things will start to happen in the layers that you don't necessarily want them to happen. So what I'm going to do right now is, there are some things wrong with this at the moment, and one of the key aspects of the imagery like this, to make it as realistic as you possibly can, is to look at the light. So we can see that the light here is coming from this direction, and it's hitting the astronaut spacesuit on this side because it's extremely whiter than it is on this side. It also looks a little false at the moment because, well, it's too bright for starters. The nebula that this background is setting is also rather dark, except for this light source over here and the Venus sort of glowing planet effect that we have down here. So what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we are going to just go and darken this layer. The first thing we want to do is to select our astronaut, and we can select all over this to start with, like so. Make sure we've got his hand in, and then if we just zoom in, I can hold down Alt and my mouse wheel to zoom in here. So I'm going to zoom in using Alt and my mouse wheel, and what I want to do is I want to take some of the items away as well. So I'm going to go and get my brush tool, not my brush tool, but my select tool, and I'm going to go and hold down Shift, because I actually want to select that part of the helmet there. So you can see when I hold down Shift, it goes plus and minus. So I want to keep that, I want to keep that, I want to keep that. So you can see that the suit is selected here, and by using plus and minus I can take things away. So I'll deselect this using Control and D to select everything. I'll zoom out using Alt and mouse wheel, and we'll start again just so you can see this. So I'm going to go into the plus here in my quick selection tool, which is here, and I'm going to go over the arms, the legs, and the other arm over here. And while that's just snapping to his glove over there, do that. You can start to see that this layer only has the astronaut in, because we've cut the astronaut out before. And I'm going to go over here because it's selecting by colour mostly at the moment. There, and it's left the helmet out this time. So if I use Alt and mouse wheel to zoom in, you can see there that it's doing actually a mighty fine job, because I want to do stuff to this helmet, this black layer, later on, so I don't really care too much about this. So what's going to happen now is in your adjustments layer, in your adjustments window, which is on the right hand side here, you should have an adjustments. If you don't have adjustments, you can go into window at the top. If it's disappeared and it looks like that, you can just pop into adjustments and bring it back up. And adjustments, you've got things called curves. And what curves do is the curves measure the light and or the types of light and the types of colours that are in a shot at the moment. And you can grab this line and you can start to do things to this this astronaut and the actual suit. So you can start to see now that the light is definitely strong on the left hand side. However, what's going to happen in the next video is we're going to work out how to shift the light going across here. So you can start to move these curves about. I don't want the astronaut too dark. And what we can do is make it a bit of an S so that the darker stays ish. In fact, I'm going to make the curve slight. No, I'm going to keep it like that. We're actually going to go undo all that and just keep it on a nice shallow curve like this. I think it actually does the artwork justice. So I'm going to go and move that out. So that's where we want to be really. I want to have a mask with my line, with my curves here, and keep it like this. So I've darkened the suit somewhat so it looks less prominent with it so bright. Right, time for your go. Good luck.